He's got bright rosy cheeks and a fluffy white beard with marshmallow walls and a big red chair. Santa's coming, Santa's coming,
and welcome back to Santa Has a Podcast. How are you guys doing? Oh, I'm so glad you joined us again this week. You know, this is where we get to share stories and laugh and get all the holiday spirit directly from the North Pole. Yes. So, do you like this so far? Yeah, this is only the opening. We got lots of things to cover today. Today we're going to talk about traveling around the world. Yes, I'm taking you on my world tour of what we do when we're in the sleigh and flying all around the world to visit all the children and deliver toys all on Christmas Eve. So it's my travels around the globe. Now, before we jump into that fun, though, we've got to take care of one little piece of business, and that is last week's riddle. Yes, you know that riddle I gave you? I wanted you to think about what the answer was, and I told you I would tell you the answer this week. So here's the riddle again. Let's see if you guessed the answer. The riddle is, I'm round and shiny. I hang on a tree. I come in many colors. What could I be? Did you guess the answer? That's right. It's a Christmas ornament. Oh, wow. That's great. I'm so happy. You know, guessing these things gets to be kind of fun. And maybe we'll have another riddle at the end here, a little later, okay? But in the meantime, like I said, this is time for some of the world facts, or facts of the world, and Santa's travels as we go around. So, did you know that in the Netherlands, the children leave out their shoes instead of stockings for Santa? In other words, you put a stocking on the chimney, right? And I put some things in it on Christmas. Well, in Netherlands, they put out their shoes, and I put things inside their shoes. Now, I bet you know that here you sometimes do a cookie and milk for me, right? Or cookies and milk. Maybe carrots for the reindeer and things like that. But did you know that if we go to Norway, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, any of the Nordic countries, they leave out a bowl of porridge for me? Yes, it's like oatmeal with raisins and nuts, and oh, it is so delicious. And so I have to carry a spoon with me wherever I go when I'm visiting those countries. Now, in Italy, they have customs there that are kind of different. I think I mentioned earlier, La Befana is the good witch from Italy. She's the lady that taught me how to go up and down the chimneys by laying a finger aside my nose, and whoosh, I can go up or down the chimney. In Hawaii, why, of course, I have to get around a little differently. In Hawaii, you know, it's pretty warm there, right? So I don't always wear my Santa suit. I wear a shirt like this, okay? For those of you who can't see me, I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt, okay? So I'm dressed very casual and comfortable. Sometimes I even wear shorts. And sometimes I don't use a sleigh to get around between the islands. I use a canoe or an outrigger to go from island to island delivering toys and gifts to all the children. And when we're in Hawaii, that means the reindeer get a break. They get to relax a little bit. In Japan, they have lots of unique customs. Now, Santa wasn't always in Japan, okay? Santa came to Japan, you know, only about 100 years ago. So they didn't have all the things that we do nowadays with Santa Claus. But you know what are the unique customs in Japan? Now, you have turkey on Christmas dinner, right? Turkey dinner? Or maybe you have a goose if you're in London. Maybe you have a ham. Do you know what they have in Japan? Fried chicken. Yes, they like fried chicken on Christmas for dinner. It's unique things in different countries all over the world. And that's some of the things that I've learned as I've traveled, visiting all the children and all the families. Well, those fun facts really jingle my bells, and I love that no matter where we go and what we do, we can learn lots of different things. And it's the joy of learning all these things that kind of, you know, lights up my sleigh, makes me feel better. And I'm sure you have the same thing. When you do something you like and you enjoy, you laugh and you giggle a little bit too. Well, right now, it's time to get over to the Candy Cane Square, because over there we have our wonderful correspondent, our reporter, Chatter Snowglitz. Chatter, what do you have for us this week?
Oh, thanks, Santa. It sure is good to be here. It's snowflakes and sleigh bells over here. I'm Chatter Snowglitz, reporting live from Candy Cane Square, where the reindeer are rehearsing midair flips and gingerbread men are dancing the gumdrop shuffle. Let's see what's happening today. First, Santa's sleigh got a Cocoa Power upgrade grade. It's a cup holder that keeps his mug toasty through every twist, turn, and rooftop landing. And big news at the toy workshop, we have something new, the Snowball Soft Gloves. They are warm, fuzzy, and approved by the Elf Snowball League. So say goodbye to chilly fingers. Snowball Soft Gloves are here. And this one will come as no surprise. Mrs. Claus won the Candy Cane Cookie Bake-Off again. I'm pretty sure she has won it every year since the beginning of Santa time. Way to go, Mrs. Claus. And new at the stables, Reindeer Snow Yoga. It's all about balance, breath, and frosty hoof poses. They are great examples of staying healthy. That's it. Reporting live with the sleigh bells ringing, I'm Chatter Snowglitz. Jingling out. Back to you, Santa.
Thank you, Chatter. That was wonderful. Now with the palm trees swaying and the sleigh bells jingling, come on, join me on a world tour of where Santa gets to go and all the visiting we do to different people. Now let's see, what are the famous places Santa's flown to? Have any of you ever seen some world famous locations? Well, I've been to just about every single one. For example, the Great Wall of China. Yes, I've been able to fly down there to the Great Wall. I've even been able to have the reindeer land on the Great Wall. Yes, it's an amazing thing, and it's hundreds and hundreds of years old. It's beautiful. And then, of course, we've flown over the Amazon rainforest. That's down in the southern hemisphere where it's summertime when it's wintertime up in the north. And down there in the rainforest, we get to deliver all kinds of wonderful Christmas gifts, and we also get to see some beautiful toucans and parrots and other wonderful birds and things like that. It's just a gorgeous thing to do to visit the rainforest. Then we go even further south, and we get out of that tropical rainforest area, and we go to the opposite of the North Pole. Now, in the North Pole, it's cold, right? And that's where Santa and the elves are. Who lives at the South Pole, at the Antarctica? Why, it's the penguins, of course. So I get to go visit the penguins and see them. And they are so much fun to see. They're so wonderful. And, if you ever get a chance to see any movies or films about the penguins, it is such a laugh to see them and to see the things that they do. They are so happy all the time and so wonderful. So I love visiting everybody in Antarctica. And then, of course, from there, we might fly back up to the northern hemisphere, and we get to go to Europe. And in Europe, we have all kinds of wonderful landmarks. We have the Colosseum in Italy. We have the Tower of Pisa in Italy. And we have the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower in Paris. So it's really wonderful to get to visit all these great locations. And, of course, we have to be very careful because these are also famous landmarks. So I'm not allowed to land the reindeer on top of them, but we get to go by them and see them. And it just makes you feel good to see all this wonderful history of the world and these wonderful, wonderful landmarks. Now, of course, I do all of these wonderful things, flying around with the reindeer, but sometimes I'm lucky when I'm not working at Christmas. Sometimes before Christmas, I might get to do some special volunteer work or some special appearances. Santa is, I'm not to say that I'm a big movie star or anything like that, but I am well known. And sometimes some celebrities or movie stars like to see me. I've gotten to be in a concert with Mariah Carey at Madison Square Garden. I've been able to, do special things in New York City with the parades and the giant tree lightings and meet lots and lots of movie stars and famous people. So I've been very, very happy in all the things that I get to do. And at the same time I'm doing all of that, I'm making everybody else smile because that's what I try to do. I try to make everybody happy no matter where I go. Even if I don't have a present to give someone, I want to give them the best present you can give anybody, a smile. Because when you smile at someone, they generally smile back at you, and you both feel very good about it. So it's a really wonderful present you can give. It's just a smile of happiness. So I get to do things like that. I was thinking of funny moments. A moment ago I mentioned, the Eiffel Tower, but before the Eiffel Tower I mentioned the Tower of Pisa in Italy. One time we had a little event and we were flying over the Tower of Pisa and we lost one of the sleigh bells. It got stuck in the Tower of Pisa. and we were having the hardest time getting that bell out of the tower. The tower leans at an angle, and it was hard. I can't land the sleigh on top of it because it's not that big. So how am I going to get it out? But finally, we got one of the little elves, and we were able to drop one of the little elves in, and she was able to crawl down in and get it in place and find the bell and get the bell out. So again, funny things like that happen when Santa's flying different places. I actually have a backup team of elves. If I should forget something or make a mistake on something, sometimes I load my toy bag so full that I hate to say it, we could break a toy because we got too many things packed into the bag. Well, there's a group of elves who check up on me and make sure that if I have a broken toy, I can get it replaced immediately before you ever wake up. Yes, they're very good. So again, that's the neat magic of Christmas. There's so many things we can do on Christmas and Christmas Eve you can't do any other time of the year because of the magic of Christmas. It makes it very, very special. Wow. I just love talking about traveling around the world and all the different things. I could probably spend hours talking about all the things we could do in different countries and the history of all the things that we did with the families and the children and how the sleigh got started and how we, delivered, how the reindeer ended up pulling the sleigh and things like that. So it does make it very, very special. So wonderful place, wonderful people, and wonderful things to tell you all about. Now, it's time to get ready to giggle. Do you like giggling? I can't reach through the camera lens and tickle you, but I have a friend who maybe can tickle your funny bone, and that is Rudolph. And Rudolph has our jingle jokes of the day. So Rudolph, take it away.
What do you get when you cross a bell with a skunk? Jingle smells! Why did the elf sleep in the fireplace? He wanted to sleep like a log.
Those jokes really slayed me, Rudolph. You come up with some good ones every week. Well, now it's time to peek into the mailbag and look at Mailbox Magic. Okay, we've got a couple questions here from some of the kids, and let's see what we got. The first one is from Caleb. Caleb is 8 years old, and he said, I built a trap to catch you. Oh, my goodness. But only because he wanted to say hi. Well, that's nice, okay? Don't worry. It's made of marshmallows. What, a trap made of marshmallows? Oh, my goodness, Caleb, that is really neat. And then it is very safe. Well, thank you, Caleb. A lot of children want to catch me. Sometimes they stay up late at night. A lot of times, instead of sleeping in their own bed, they want to sleep in a chair near the fireplace. I have even found some children have made a little mat or some blankets right under the tree waiting for me to get there. Because when I come and I put presents under the tree, I might move things around and wake them up. Well, Santa is pretty magical. And if you're asleep, I'm probably going to be able to get in and get out before you know it even happened, okay? So I do appreciate you waiting up for me, and I love seeing everybody, but I have to move fast. And I can't stop all the time. So anyway, thank you very much, Caleb. Okay? Oh, and if you did make a trap made of marshmallows, the elves and I would probably collect the marshmallows and take them with us because we're hungry. Okay, we got a second letter, and this one is from Scarlett. Scarlett is 6 years old. And hi, Scarlett. Thank you for your letter. She says, I made a Christmas countdown, and it's only 148 days to go. I hope the elves are getting plenty of snack breaks. Tell them I said hi. Merry almost Christmas. Well, Scarlett, thank you very much for that message. I will say hi to all the elves and tell them that you said hello. But I also want you to know, good news, since you wrote your letter to me, the calendar is now shorter, and it's only 125 days until Christmas. So every day gets shorter. It's great. Anyway, we've also got some audio requests. So let's hear our first audio request from one of the kids. Will you play the audio for me? What do we have on our little website?
Santa, do you have a favorite Christmas movie?
Does Santa have a favorite Christmas movie? Wow. There are so many great Christmas movies out there. I mean, I'm one of the older people, so one of my favorite Christmas movies, of course, is Miracle on 34th Street, the original one with Edmund Gwynn. It was a beautiful one because Edmund kind of He reminds me of myself. He's about my height and weight and everything else. But I have other favorite movies. I love Tim Allen's movies, Santa Claus, and I love some of the other things out there. I guess the Christmas Chronicle movies that are out now are a lot of fun. Do you have a favorite movie? I would like to know what that movie is, okay? So next time you send me a note and tell me what your favorite movie is, okay? That's good. Now, do we have another message, another recording? What do we have?
Santa, do you eat all the cookies at every house?
Do I eat all the cookies at every house? Well, Santa visits millions and millions of homes. If I ate all the cookies, it'd be like 35, 40 million cookies. And I can't eat all of them. I do nibble a lot. I love to taste them, And, of course, the lucky thing is I have a way of getting the cookies loaded up. When I empty the sleigh out, now I have room in the sleigh, right? Because I took something out, I have room to put something else back in. I can always take a couple of the cookies with me and take them back to the North Pole and let the elves sample them. And sometimes the reindeer like to snack on them too, especially if it's an oatmeal raisin cookie. The reindeer can eat oatmeal raisin. It's very healthy for them. Those were great letters. I want to thank you kids for keeping the questions coming and keep sending them in. Remember, santasapodcast.com. Send them to us, okay? Now, I need you all to relax a little bit, quiet down, very, very quiet, and I want you to listen. Let's quiet down so now we can hear the spirit meter and see how well it's running. Wow. That's running even louder than it did last week. You guys are doing great and helping us out. We get the spirit meter with all the sounds built up and everything. Last week I asked you to give someone a compliment, a way of saying thank you, or you're telling them how well they looked, or that they did something nice for you or somebody else. Compliments are a way of expressing appreciation to other people, and that is what's wonderful for you to do. And you helped us. I saw some of you give compliments out, and that helped move the meter up even higher. And that's what we have to do each week, is keep moving that meter up higher. The more you do, the more the spirit meter registers, and that belief, that is energy for all of us at the North Pole. It keeps our magic going strong and keeps it growing and growing and growing. Okay? So that's how our spirit meter is doing. Now, let's see. I want you to keep it going. And I have a new good deed for you this week, okay? We want you to make the meter go even higher next week, right? So here's your new good deed. I want you to try donate a toy or a book or a game you no longer need. Now, I know each of you gets different gifts and different things that you get over the years, but as you get older, some things you don't use as much. I'll bet you have an older toy, a game, or a book, something you don't use anymore. Why not take that and give it away to someone? I mean, you could give it to someone individually, or you could take a batch of games and books and stuff and donate them to a charity, to a church or the Goodwill or one of the charities where maybe some children who don't have enough games need a little extra help. You can help them out, and that's a good deed. It's almost like secret giving, which is also a great thing. So if you can do that, that good deed will help us. Oh, I'm already hearing a little jingle on the meter. Some of you are thinking of things that you can do. So look around. Check out your closet. Check out your drawers. Look around for those things that you don't play with anymore, and maybe you can help somebody else out. By the way, here's a secret from Santa. If you take and give away some toys, that means you have an empty space in your closet or your drawer. That means that you've got to fill it up. That means that maybe Santa has to do something special at Christmas to help fill it up. Would you like that? I might be able to surprise you. So find those old things, donate them or give them to somebody else, and maybe I can surprise you on Christmas morning by replacing them with something new. Would you like that? Okay, that's great. Well, we're going to move on now. Our spirit meter is doing very, very good. And let me see if I've got anything else I need to do. I think I'm done for the day. And, before we say goodbye, I'm always forgetting this. Before we say goodbye, I've got to do this week's riddle. I keep forgetting the riddle. And riddles are very important. This is your task of something you have to do between now and the next podcast. Okay, are you ready for the riddle? Okay, here we go. I fly without wings. I travel the skies. I carry some gifts and bring lots of surprise. What am I? Can you guess that one? Let me repeat it for you one more time. I fly without wings. I travel the skies. I carry some gifts and bring lots of surprise. What am I? Can you guess the answer? Okay. Well, next week we'll find out because I will tell you the answer. But in the meantime, I want you all to be good. Keep spreading the joy and the kindness and the fun that is Christmas. And I'll talk to you next week on Santa Has a Podcast. Ho, ho, ho!
Santa's